What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the RICHLEV fam. Gang! Now today, once again, we're gonna be reacting to cubing and this video called The Fall of Roblox's Biggest Game. I'm actually really curious on what the fall is on these because honestly, I see a lot of games that are old, but they still popping now. So let's see what these ones are. Without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn and let's see.
Imagine owning the largest Roblox game, ranking millions of dollars and billions of visits.
And then it all goes away. Oh.
Only to lose it all.
Oh no.
Sadly, this happens to many beloved.
Wait, what was this game I just saw right now? Hold on. Romego. Okay, yeah, I would never want to. And it's 17 plus. Yeah, do not enter that game.
It happens to many beloved games, and for reasons you might not expect. So to find out why this happens and how to prevent it, we need to dive into the stories of fallen Roblox games.
What's a game right now that you guys know that went too far with something or got canceled or dropped off? Like, name a game that you know.
Beginning with Meep City?
Meep City?
Wow, that looks different. What started as a passion project by the player Alex Neutron quickly became a rising Roblox game. But wait a minute. You may be wondering how a game this plain
What do I do?
blew up in 2016, a time when games like this...
I'm telling you guys, the most simple games on Roblox are the ones that blow up.
We're on the rise. Alright. Let's throw our preconceived notions out the window and actually analyze the game. Despite having a basic design, the game had infinite things to do. You can chat, work combo jobs, and start a family. With zero rules.
Start a family? And how exactly are we gonna do that? Like, what actions do we have?
Those players were fully in control, which hopefully won't backfire. But even with all this,
like it is.
Alex wanted to give players something to grind for.
Okay. Please
Money.
go outside.
So he added mini games to keep players playing, like puzzles, races, fishing, you name it. Overall, the game was a nice way to have a break from your troubles.
Look how amazing that looks. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Meep City is
Meep City, was that like a big thing on YouTube too?
officially a year old. Most of Alex's games would die by then. But Meep City's endless gameplay made it stand out. But to prevent players
69? Freaky ass players
from losing interest, the devs added one important feature: parties. This allowed you to
What kind of parties we talking about?
invite your friends to your house and have a fun time with them. A totally innocent feature that definitely
no. Now that I think about it, nah, somebody's gonna mess that up, bro. There's always those couple bad apples. Knowing that it's a party and stuff, going to houses. Oh my god, I already know.
What are you yapping about?
I already know,
yeah, it's
bro.
probably nothing.
It's cooked. 2018.
After 2 years of consistent updates, Alex broke the limit of how big a Roblox game can get.
169?
The updates themselves weren't the craziest, but the main thing carrying the game was parties. Since players can host their own games, Meep City became...
I mean, that does seem kind of fun, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I already know it's gonna go too far.
more player-driven and infinite, which made it the first game to reach 1 billion visits. And of course...
Imagine like the kids at school like, you gonna come to my party later? What kind of party we talking about? Make sure you bleed oil!
Fans were proud.
The online data overlord.
Wait, what?
Are you sure? Incredible?
LOL promoting online data.
Humanity is doomed. Ban Meep City.
Oh my god, no please. What the f?
That's the thing. I know they probably seen it as an innocent thing, but yeah, when it comes to like those weirdos online that be trying to, you know what I'm saying, be on Roblox searching for people, if you guys know what I mean by people. But anyway, yeah, they're gonna use that as a way to just be weird on Roblox.
Are we looking at the same thing here? Time for an investigation. Surely a game this innocent couldn't possibly get this.
Yo, this guy has no arms, bro. Look at this guy.
This innocent.
Dude, get some arms and legs, dude.
Couldn't possibly get this much hate.
Possibly can. Oh my god.
Anomaly detected.
But aren't parties the reason why the game is so popular?
What the hell?
Oh my gosh, bro. Wait, what did they just say right now? Hold on.
So popular?
What the hell?
Girl really don't like to have pants on. What you mean? Hey, yo, can I be your maid, sir?
Why did I open that?
What in the freak?
Yes, parties were crucial for the game's success, but at the same time, made the game very unsafe for children, because the parties had questionable items that enabled this kind of
bedrooms?
behavior.
Oh my god.
I mean, what do you expect when a game has 0 rules and is completely controlled by players? Despite this red flag, Alex continued to grow his game.
They should have just made it just like a space and like music and party, like kind of a club thing, but why'd they add beds and stuff? Like, come on. Come on now, like you knew people was gonna be weird.
With the issues in the back of his mind, but at what cost? As the numbers rose, so did the dangers. I really hope something is done about this. Otherwise, who knows what'll happen.
Wait, is Meep City still on? Let me search on Roblox right now, actually. Oh my god, Meep City is still on, guys. Is this the original Meep City though? Oh, I think it is, because that had 3.4 million votes. It still has a pretty positive vote for being like having all that controversy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. 2020? So crazy we're in 2025 now, bro. It's time. Hacking?
Due to the insane backlash, exploiters had a motivation to attack the game, which made it more unsafe for children.
I just respect this guy running messages.
At this point, Alex had 2 options. He can either remove parties to save his reputation, or maximize his growth by harming more children.
Damn, that's kind of extra, but yeah, you pretty much are harming children if you're letting them be with these online daters in the game. That's crazy. What did he end up doing? Is there still parties? No way. Bro. So it just kept going,
he can't control what players do, his ignorance of the game's rules and features certainly played a part, leading to one final blow.
Damn.
With his biggest game that
it's still on though right now, so I'm confused.
Spent years on dead, Alex was confined to one last option. Although it wasn't ideal for performance, it was the right thing to do.
Oh, he got rid of the parties. He got rid of the Diddy party.
Alex got his game back, but with some consequences. Without parties, the game was 90% less popular, but I guess
right now when I checked, it only has 6K.
It was worth it for the safety of players. But even with this change, the game still has these kinds of people. I guess the damage
That's the thing. Once it already has a reputation, like all the weirdos are still gonna go to that game over and over again. So I don't think it's ever gonna really stop.
It's already done. Now that was a pretty big game, but what about a game 10 times its size that also went up in smoke? How is that even possible?
What game is it? I'm trying
to truly understand how, we need to find what makes old games never die. But 20K. To do this, we need some help from our sponsor, War Thunder, which also never died out. It's a free-to-play epic military action game with ground, air, and naval combat, ranging from the 20th century
have you guys played this game
all the way to now. With a large-scale multiplayer map, players can play and fight however they want.
This is kind of like Battlefield,
reminds me of our first Immortal game. Although not as intense as War Thunder, it's a large-scale multiplayer game with many different jobs as pizza makers. With so much to do,
put the pizza in the bag, low bro,
and many different ways to make pizzas, players can play however they want, while being appropriate. And even 11 years later, the devs still make efforts to update War Thunder, like the new Air Superiority update, containing better vehicles like the T-90M, Gripen, and F-15 Eagle. And not to mention, a new location for air battles, which makes the game all the more chaotic, just like NDS. The game forces you to survive random disasters and random maps.
Oh, is this still around?
As it seems, it makes so much room for random chaos.
I'm gonna have to search that one up too.
Even to this day, funny memes are still being made about it. With various locations.
Oh wait, I think now that I remember it, there was this one clip of Moana. You guys said it in my Discord, it's so funny. It was like, I am Moana! And then the tsunami just came over here and just killed her.
A huge player base. You're constantly on edge.
That must have been the game.
You'll never know when you'll get blasted by a guided missile, drone, or a nuclear bomb. Similar to our last Immortal game. In Murder Mystery 2, one person gets chosen as the murderer, but
yo, chat, should I try to play this game? I haven't played this game before. I might have like a long time ago, but I don't remember it though.
To hide it. You never know who the murderer is or when they'll strike. It's a game of bluffery and you're always on edge, which makes it
You're always edging? Let's go!
exciting the more you play it. And just like Roblox, it's free on all devices. So download War Thunder right now with the link below. And if you're new or haven't played for at least 6 months, not only will you get free vehicles for a week, free skins with them, 100k silver lines, free premium vehicles, and a week of premium, but I'll also give someone 10,000 Robux. You don't want to miss it. Anyways, with all this in mind, it's time to move on to phase 3.
Okay.
Wow, 3 times did this massive game get abandoned. 3 times, even Meep City still updates. Our story begins when 17-year-old Preston had a goal. A goal to make as much money as possible from Roblox games.
This reminds me of Shrek.
He spent months on a new game, Pet Sim. The aim was to collect money with your pets and use that money to get even better pets and zones.
I've heard of this game before.
Money. The game immediately took off thanks to how colorful and grindy it was. Players spent thousands of dollars and hundreds of days grinding for the best pets.
Thousands of dollars is crazy.
That's a lot. Wow.
But as time
negative 40,000 Robux? Like, how much is that in money, bro?
went by, Preston got tired of making the same updates over and over again. So to fix this,
I'm gonna kill my game to make a sequel.
you're joking, right?
Surely
Why
it has
would you
to
do that?
Good.
What the heck?
You may be wondering how a sequel to a massive Roblox game failed. I mean,
I feel like that could go good if you really do it right, but I feel like it has more of a chance to fail just because everybody's stuck to the first game and they just want you to put those updates like on that game, especially with Roblox, bro, because there's so many games being made every single day, so they're not gonna pay attention to your sequel as much as, you know, like a regular game would.
the game is also colorful and grindy, so how could this even happen? Well, compared to the previous game, Pet Sim 2 barely had any zones to grind for. This caused players to not only get bored, but also mad, cause by paying Robux, you can access the next update, which was kinda unfair. But the biggest problem was broken promises.
I never heard of that, getting access to updates before everybody else for Robux? I think I've seen that before.
After months of hype, Preston abandoned the game after 4 updates, mainly because of how hard it was to make something this perfect. You can't make promises you can't deliver on. With the fall of Pet Sim 1 and 2, it's time for Preston to retire the Pet Sim brand.
Wow. That has to be sad though, bro. Hopefully you made enough money to be good though, cause that would suck, bro. Just having to lose all your income for that.
Despite finding instant success,
you gotta just be creative, no?
Preston made a few blunders, causing Pet Sim to vanish. So at this stage, most devs would throw in the towel and peacefully retire.
Oh,
so
Pet Celebrity X?
What was that about me retiring?
Oh shit. Nice.
Rather than fully killing the franchise, Preston adapted and learned from his mistakes. For many months, he carefully crafted.
That's all that matters, bro. Everybody makes mistakes. You can always come back and be better.
Did a new game, Pet Sim
Nobody's
X,
perfect.
a combination of Pet Sim 1 and 2, but with way more zones and pets during release.
Wow. Okay.
And unlike last time, Preston had all the ideas ready to go. But to actually turn them into updates,
I feel like that's the best way to go about it. I've never made a Roblox game before, but with all these videos I'm watching, creators that I've seen, I honestly think the best way to go about a game is to have everything scoped out, even when it comes to the little updates and everything, just so that you have a plan and stuff, and like the consumers will be, you know, happy about it because they're like, oh, we're getting updates, you know, pretty fast. The game just came out. It's something new and bright. Plus they have something to look forward to with the updates, so I just feel like that's the best way to go about it.
The team had an interesting strategy. Rather than stressing on making each world perfect, they made each zone smaller, which allowed them to make more of them in total. When it comes to Roblox games, players don't expect perfection. They just want to have plain fun.
That's honestly fact. Like the games that I actually have the most fun with, they're just simple, straight to the point, and you kind of grind it out, and then you just, you know, get where you need to get, bro. But it's not like literally dragging your goddamn brain out your head trying to figure out what to do.
Following the successful release, every week he added better and better pets, each getting more difficult to grind for.
Nice.
Oh, and not to mention the occasional Easter eggs, which always
Yo, low-key, now that I think about it, is the pet simulator low-key like motivation for different games to have pets in them, like for upgrades and power-ups?
got players talking.
Cheers to the start of an incredible journey.
But in the midst of all this,
2022?
there's still one question that hasn't been answered.
What?
Instead of wasting time on a whole new game, why not simply change the old one? Well, here's a hint. By making a new game, he had a reason to build more hype, which means more money. I mean, it makes sense, considering these new game passes
If you do the rollout right, bro, it could be really good. You gotta know how to promote things.
make it very unfair for poor players. So now the question is, what happens when a money-hungry owner has a growing Roblox game?
18,000 Boy, if I ever see that in the game, bro, I'm breaking my piece. What? Gambling? Oh, hell no. 300. The crazy thing is that somebody will deadass buy that 350 little plushie thing, bro.
Introducing Pet Sim
Somebody
X
will buy it.
NFTs.
No way. Are you serious? Wait, so this is the same guy that messed up last time and he's making freaking NFTs? That's like the worst thing you could do. The whole NFT crypto thing, like automatically everybody just sees that as a scam, bro, because of everybody that's been scamming. Even if it's not, like everybody's just gonna see it as a scam. Even me, bro.
Time to get the game deleted, I guess.
That's crazy. You either die here or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Kind of
Okay, to fully understand this issue, we need to go back to the reasons why games never die. A big reason being a safe environment.
Safe?
Sure, Pet Sim looks cute on the outside. You hatch pets, upgrade pets, and use them to get rich. But if you look into it, the game sort of promotes gambling. Imagine spending millions of Robux for a slim chance of getting an OP pet.
I mean, to be fair though, like you can't get too mad at games for that. Like they're giving you the options, but I feel like some games, if they're like super pay to play, then it's a problem, bro. Like if you can't even advance to the fucking third level or second level of the game without spending some Robux, then that's a problem, bro. But if you could grind things out, you can grind things out. It's not the game's fault. They're trying to make money.
Only to be disappointed. This drained thousands of dollars from kids. Out of rage, they did some digging and learned about Preston's history of games.
Yeah.
Why should I spend my time
with his history though? Yeah, you can't. He gotta like tiptoe through the whole Roblox thing and not, you know, mess up.
and money on a game that'll likely be abandoned?
Sure, games like Blox Fruits and Murder Mystery have gone months without updates, and players still love them. But that's because those games have no end goal, making them last forever.
Yeah,
but
that's
in
true,
Pet
that's true.
Sim, once you grind all the way to the final zone,
That's it.
what's there left to do?
There's nothing. That's actually a good point that he brought up, because like Blox Fruits and those other games, they never have an ending. I never thought about it that way. Literally, somebody could be a max level and still have fun with that game.
But surely, none of this matters as long as he keeps updates coming. Right? Ignoring all the drama, he continued to add stronger pets and better worlds. Who could have guessed? But most importantly, a 10,000 Robux game pass allowing you to equip infinite pets instead of the usual 8. Which may seem good, but the problem is, the ability expires in 72 hours.
No way.
Nice one,
Okay,
Brett.
that's stupid, bro. I was literally about to give him credit because I was like, oh, that's actually pretty nice. Like, you know, if you want to spend a good chunk of Robux, you can have this pretty much for every time you play the game. Nah, it's only for 72.
But after this, things took a sharp left turn. The game completely slowed down on updates. This was a massive problem considering how repetitive and formulaic the gameplay was.
Damn.
Without new worlds, most players had time to reach the final zone and completely stop playing.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, it's
Following
definitely
a sharp
I'm getting like money hungry vibes from that, you know, developer, bro. And it's sad too because the games are good and everything, but you can't be too money hungry, bro.
decline in players. Preston returned with a few interesting updates here and there, but this was only short-lived. Which begs the question, at the height of it all, why is he now abandoning his game? Well, for one, the more money he makes, the more comfortable he gets.
That's what I was literally about to say. He probably made enough money to where now he just doesn't really care.
Means he wouldn't grind as much. Because if you compare him to other legends, there's a big difference. For example, Rip Indra grew the largest Roblox game by helping players.
Nah, Rip Indra is actually so stinky rich, bro.
Putting his heart into updates and making the most insane experience for content creators, regardless of how big his game gets. But on the flip side, Preston makes a cash grab update once a month and dips.
Damn.
Instead of making the best experience for others, he's focused on making the best money for himself. So it's much harder to be truly passionate, causing him to give up after some time. And even doing selfish things, like striking games inspired by him.
What? And you striking? Oh my god. That's stupid. What if not only you're being money grabbing, but then you're trying to, like, you know, suppress other people from creating games? Like, dude, Roblox is a whole bunch of just everybody copying each other. Like, it's just fucking games, bro. It's games that little kids play. So you taking them down because you scared that they're gonna take your money because other people want to play that better, because those developers are actually putting passion into their games and not trying to drain their players out of money. So that makes you mad. Like, what? That's so stupid, bro. Striking games?
If I told you, those aren't even the biggest reasons for the game's decline. You see, Preston's initial idea was good, but it's basically the same process a billion trillion times. Once your brain finds a pattern in something, you're inevitably gonna be less interested. The main idea sets an expectation for successful
Never thought about it like
simulators, a never-ending cycle of the same mundane task. But since Preston started this whole trend, it's time for him to end it. And if you don't know what I mean...
What did he do?
Welcome to Pet Sim 99.
Oh my god, this dude just keeps making more Pet Sims.
His last free games, almost every world has a custom mini game that gives you something to do. And although the game does have gambling,
god damn,
the devs made up for it in an interesting way. Instead of spending thousands of Robux on game passes, you can trade pets for diamonds, which you can then use for special power-ups, like equipping more pets.
See,
and
that's way more creative. I like that.
Pet damage. Plus, once you're at the final zone, you still have all these extra side quests, which players actually turned into a fun competition. With more community bond, Preston was motivated to pour his heart into updates and make them spectacular. So,
see, this is way better.
History, we should all give him another chance to make something great.
Yeah, we all give another chance, but stop trying to strike people and do weird stuff, bro.
Once he continues
and just get money from people
to learn and adapt. But if we look at the big picture, the fall of these different Roblox games have one thing in common. Since both devs were so focused on money and growth, they completely neglected the well-being and safety of players. At the end of the day,
is the most important.
It's cool to get rich, but it's even cooler to do that by putting love, time, and care into your work and community. And speaking of that, I truly love making these kinds of videos, so if you want to see more, let's get 50k likes and hit subscribe button.
Everybody like Cube Inc.'s videos and go subscribe to his channel right now. This video literally teaches us a lesson that money is not more important than anything, especially, you know, when you're in the industry where you're making literal games for kids, bro. Like, if it was for adults, you know what I'm saying, like aimed at adults, but dude, Roblox games are aimed at kids. Let's just be honest. Everybody plays it. A whole bunch of adults play it, but the main audience is kids. So when you're making a game that's not safe for kids and stuff, and you're not putting a disclaimer, then it's misleading, bro. And it's almost fucked up to do that. So, and especially when you're trying to money grab, and then you don't put passion into the updates or whatever, into the game in general. So, but I understand it's probably hard for developers, man, because, you know, a lot of work goes into this. So at the same time, I do give grace to those people that are making the games, because they're, you know, doing a hard job and everything. And yeah, man. So everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody can get better, everybody can learn from this. And yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.